Hello, happy day. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Miriam. I'm an intuitive. I do numerology. I do a bunch of stuff and whatnot. And I was just gonna journal. I really kind of wasn't going to post today, but Spirit says that I can do it this way. That I should journal this way. Take a page out of Tyler Henry's book and kind of show my doodles, some things that I kind of do. I'll just talk and do things like little symbols and whatnot. And a little word will come to mind. And same way that when you're on the phone, sometimes you're drawing and just be drawing stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and before I start journaling and speaking intuitively, just open up to the message that is meant to be heard by the people who are meant to hear it, the collective that I'm reaching out to, specifically the people who are going to click on this video, what they need to hear in their life, the guidance that they've been requesting in any way, even if they're not asking for it out loud, if their soul feels like it's questioning. You're clicking on this for a reason, and it's going to be whatever this ends up being. As of today, it's November 12th, 2024, my mom's birthday. Woohoo, happy birthday, Mom. It's an 8-day for me. 8-day in the world, 8-year for the world, and it's an 8-day for me, for my attitude cycle. Okay. Okay, so I do immediately just start saying electric, so I wrote that down after saying, okay, electric. I say electric all the time, but especially right now, I'm saying a lot of things about electricity because one, my favorite movie in the world is Billy Elliot. It's about a young boy who was in boxing but saw ballet, too into as I say this, and wanted to become somebody who does ballet. And so he did it in secret at first, and then his dad found out, and then eventually the support came and they did it. And at one point, he's in an audition, and they ask, "How does it feel when you dance?" And he says, "It's like electricity." And that's one of my favorite scenes. So when I think of electric, I think of electricity. And I think that's what's being asked of you, is to find the thing that makes you feel like electricity. Because everyone has that thing. It's 303. Everyone has that thing that says, this is what drives me. This is my energy. This is what gives me more energy. And it makes sense on my 8-day. 8 is all about seeing what's going on and energy exchange. It is going through and then coming back eightfold, multiplying and then coming back. And often after you're done with an event or a hangout, it is going to be very much like telling you, is this what you're supposed to be doing? Are you excited when you're done? Are you able to sleep afterwards? Or are you so electric that you can't go to sleep? Who are the people around you? And are they providing that electric feeling? Are they going through these journeys with you, or at least see that you're on a certain path, so they keep nudging you in that same direction to give you more momentum to go, as opposed to just letting you figure it out, even though they know a hill's coming up or something. I don't know what that analogy is. I also wrote down the Aquarius symbol over while I'm chitting. I say this about Aquarius all the time, and we're moving into the age of Aquarius, I think on the 19th of November. So we've got some time, and that is, Aquarius is electricity. It's not just an air sign, it's electricity. It's the last phase of air in the zodiac, and people who live in dry climates, and high altitude dry climates especially, they know there's a lot of static that gets generated. So Aquarius does create static. And if harnessed properly, that is electricity. I mean, static electricity is electricity, but you can harness it. You can just a little zap. But also, Aquarian energy is very much about truth and guiding people along the journey and being that supportive figure that you can lean on. Because Aquarian energy is about building a community. No matter how the path takes you, no matter how things move along, no matter what's. We all have hard truths in our lives. And so as Pluto moves into Aquarius, that is what we're going to see, is how community is built. And even if we have to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, eventually we will move forward. This all makes sense because moving forward, it's going to be an up and down journey. And it's going to feel like we're going to have a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. And as opposed to seeing what's going on in the community as something that's a high high and a low low, it's just peaks and valleys. And all parts of the mountain are beautiful. In the valleys, you can get a bit more Mountain Dew and see what nature lives there, and you can build a home and a little shelter from the wind. And when you're up on the peaks, you get to see the world from a new perspective. For the most part, there will be work, but eventually, doing these things is going to allow our consciousness to shape into like a shining star. This world specifically is for elevation and growth. We are, the earth is 4. The earth is the number 4. Um, and 4 often has a lot of hard work. They don't just have mountains, they have, not just regular peaks, they're very steep peaks. And 4 energy provides the knowledge, the stability, I'll say masculine energy of bringing things to earth. And it utilizes all of that in order to not only make something that works, but making it out of comprehension of how that thing works. Why this will be, it was 8 on the dot when I said that. 8 minutes. So technically you can build a ladder to go up a steep thing, or you can use, an animal or whatever, but you can use levers, you can use electricity, you can use a lot of different things to get to that mountain, that very steep peak. And the earth itself is meant to overcome huge peaks in consciousness and suffering. And this is something that you're very aware of. This is something that has been in your life often. Everyone suffers, that's part of it, but you specifically have seen so much suffering that not only in your own, but through hearing other people's stories, by getting to know other people's lives, you have seen it. You have seen this. And even finding this specific video, I know that you're aligned with the consciousness and the collectives of, you chose to come to this world, come down to this place because you're here to heal certain cycles that you are aware of. You are so aware of them because you have been in them. And some of the cycles that you chose to break are just absolutely brutal. And it sends you spiraling even now. Even though you're high vibes and you've really gotten through it, but you are spirals. You spiral, and then eventually you figure out how to harness the energy, and instead of spiraling, you vortex. and you move up through instead of going down into this whirlpool and sinking lower and lower into it. You expand and you instead bring things into you as opposed to, or you gravitate things to you. You attract things as opposed to your own mind attracting you inward. So I don't really know you, but you know you. And you know what is going to send electricity through you. You know how to elevate yourself in this moment. Oh. And it is through that electricity. It's like a bolt of lightning. It's through that electricity. What makes you feel like that? What makes you feel like Billy Elliot? I mean, you could go watch the movie. I watched the movie 7 times in a row at one point, just when my mom was in training, um, and I was hanging out, uh, and it was nice to watch Billy Elliot on repeat. It was on the hotel TV, and I didn't have to go with my mom, but I wanted to, and I wanted to be able to hang out. I like being alone. But yeah, find out what makes you feel like Billy Elliot when he does ballet. And in the meantime, look out for the numbers and stay synchronized.